can create a huge enmity, especially with the man I respect, Paul Kagame. You joke with these things? Even if somebody approached you, why should you do certain things putting a whole country at risk? Hi guys, it's Lela Mutams, also known as girl from Zambia. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please subscribe so that each time I upload videos, you will be notified that I post a video. Thank you so much for more than 74,900 subscribers. Na totela sana. In this video, I want to briefly talk about what has transpired across social media and news media reports regarding the Republican President of Zambia. Now, when I saw the story, I thought it was false. It was just a rumor. Some of you might have come across it. And it's regarding the rebel leaders in the Rwanda that named our Republican president as part of the funders in order for whatever they were planning to go on. Now, I was a bit skeptical. I didn't really want to talk about it because it's such a sensitive topic even for YouTube. I mean, I can't really just title it that way because YouTube wouldn't even allow such type of videos. But it has, been coming up, and BBC has shared it. And when BBC shares something, there's something there. And the president has also issued a statement via his peers that, it's a false allegation. But I want to read something which I came across. And in this video as well, I'm going to be adding a video from Seer, who states, why he thinks it's true or why he thinks it's not true. But as for me, I'll just say that I can't know someone's mind, except we don't even know, the type of political leaders we have in Africa. You have your own problems in Zambia. I mean, why would you then be jumping to another country? Is there something that we don't know? Is that the reason why even now we are being forced to accept Bill 10? If you're trying to change things in other parts of the world, what about your own country? It would be worse. And for me, it's a scary situation. I just couldn't even fathom the thought of, could it be true? And if it's true, we are in danger. We shouldn't even take this lightly. It's not even a joke. Okay, so this is the image. I'll share the image here of the guy. So FLN na Nsambimana returns to court, alleges Zambian support. So the guy says the High Court in the Special Chamber for International and Cross-Border Crimes sitting in Nyanza District on Monday reopened the trial of terror suspect I don't know how to pronounce it, Nsambimana, who is facing 17 charges of terrorism, which include obviously terrorism and treason. Now, the alleged crimes were committed when Nsambimana was the spokesperson of the National Liberation Forces, FLN, which is an armed terrorist organization founded by the Rwandan Movement for the Democratic Change, MRCD, a political organization which was founded by Paul Rusesabagina and among other members. So on Monday he appeared in court. Nsambimana, he appeared in court on Monday where he pleaded guilty of all charges, but said that he was misled by some individuals, including Kayumba Nyamwasa. Yeah, so when the trial reopened, Nsambimana, who was a self-proclaimed major in FLN, accused the Zambian president Edgar Lungu of allowing them space to operate in his country to overthrow the Rwandan government. Now that broke me. I mean, we have so many problems. Why would you be part of such type of an arrangement? And the money that they've mentioned is more than $150,000. There's lots of poverty in Zambia. So you skip Zambia to go and help other people. And he mentions, it's there on the public domain. I'm going to link the website down below. It is not the first time Nsambimana, who was arrested and deported to Rwanda in April 2019, has accused Zambia to facilitating him and others to coordinate their activities. I'm weak, very weak. I can't even imagine this. Like, do you know the gravity of this? Do you know what we could be facing as Zambians? We have been at peace for many years, and because of some selfish arrangement, our peace is at stake. Our passport suffers. Our identity as Zambians suffers. We've been known for being a peaceful country. And to read such rubbish, I am disappointed. Whether it's an accusation or not, our country should never even be mentioned, because this puts our lives in danger, regardless of whether it is true or not. This can create a huge enmity, especially with the man I respect, Paul Kagame. You joke with these things? Even if somebody approached you, why should you do certain things, putting a whole country at risk? Okay, so the guy says it's not the first time, and he has mentioned several countries, including Uganda, where there's Museveni. Museveni, I wouldn't be surprised, because, he's been a dictator in the country for I don't know how many years. But again, I don't know. Burundi, we know Burundi has never been peaceful, but for Zambia, I'm disappointed. The trial was conducted digitally due to COVID-19 measures, where all the parties made submissions through a video link. There were glitches from start of the trial, where which were resolved, and the hearing proceeded. Only 3 judges and a court clerk were in the courtroom in Nyanza, while Nsambimana and his lawyer were in Rwanda Correctional Services, RCF facility in Kigali. It's scary, because if I want to go to Rwanda now and I present my passport, I don't even know if the Rwandan government will think I've come to do something there. It's not a nice situation for Zambia. Okay, some of the plaintiffs in the case, including Vincent, the executive secretary of Nyambimata sector, who was wounded in the June 2019 attacks by the FLN in southern province, were in court. So obviously, they talk about Nsengi Yuma's vehicle was set ablaze by the attacking militia in Nyanza sector in the attacks which Nsambimana claimed before he was arrested and deported to Rwanda. Also present in the court was a representative of the Omega Transport Company, whose buses was one of those that were burned by the attackers in Nyungwe Forest in 2018. The attacks were repulsed by the Rwanda Defense Force. Upon the reopening, the judge said the number of claimants had increased to 6, who were all given a chance to present their identities and claim before the court. On his part, Nsambimana said that they were supported by a certain country and its president, whom he didn't want to mention. He was compelled by the court to say the country since the trial, since it began, and there will be no stone left unturned, as the plaintiffs want to hear and deserve the truth. In 2017, that was the person mentioning, in 2017, towards the end of the year, the president of Zambia, President Edgar Lungu, promised MRCD President Paul Rusesabagina that he would help him to overthrow the Rwandan government, and that he would donate $150,000 to this cause. I'm weak. President Lungu was elected in 2016. A year later, you are trying to help someone to be overthrown. This is what is being said in the public domain. Not my words. It's there. And I will link it down below for future reference. Nsambimana revealed that in the early 2019, shortly before his arrest, Apollinaire, one of the leaders of the PDR Imure party, parties in Rwanda, one of the members of the MRCD coalition, went to meet the President Lungu to discuss the support for FLN. This is shocking. Nsambimana stressed that the attacks by the FLN were possible due to the support of the Zambian government. Because we are not part of this. Whoever donated money to Rwanda, individual, not Zambian government, we don't know anything about it. This person that donated money, that has given you and your show at Rwanda, claim them, not us. Don't even say Zambian government, because the Zambian government, which is we, the Zambian people, we don't know about that. We did not elect a terrorist, but we elected a leader. So this one, we distance ourselves from this. Okay, so the guy is saying that it was impossible for these attacks to be carried out, and the reason why they were possible, the success came because of the contribution of $150,000, which was given by the Zambian president. And it is disappointing in what could be a shocking revelation. On the charge of creating an illegal armed group, Nsambimana pleaded guilty and apologized for his actions, but claimed that he would only join the group in July 2018 as a spokesperson, but was not involved in its establishment. The accused said he joined opposition groups when he had gone to South Africa via Tanzania to pursue law studies and acquire a PhD, but he originally had no plans to oppose or fight the Rwandan government. While in South Africa, Nsambimana said that he met members of the Rwanda National Congress, a terrorist organization purporting to be an opposition group, where its members convinced him to join the group. You had a good career going on for yourself, and then you joined this group, and now you have been arrested. He said he had been told by Gen Kayumba Nyamwasa that the late Colonel Patrick Karegeya, as well as other former soldiers who fell out with the government, So basically he had been told by the late, that, he should join the group. He alleged that he was told that RPF ordered the shooting of the plane carrying President Juvenal Habyarimana and the Bagogwe who were killed by the Rwandan Patriotic Front, RPF, in Kotani, who put the crimes on Habyarimana's army. So they had accused somebody else, and they were the ones responsible of what happened to President Juvenal. In South Africa, he was welcomed by a Mike Rwabrinda, a Rwandan who was born in Nyanza but lived in South Africa, who had initially invited him to pursue his further studies. That was a good plan. And then you decide to join this group. Please, Biko, Rwanda, I'm begging you, on behalf of all the Zambians, please don't even think we don't even know. We've just heard of this news now. We are not even associated with what is going on here. Rwabirinda helped Nsambimana and another young Rwandan man identified as Alphonse Safari to join the RNC and later facilitated them to connect with Kayumba Nyamwasa. Kayumba warmly welcomed me and we shared a cup of tea. I thought he was a good person and I didn't care about it, but I later figured out that he didn't have good intentions. When he started to brief me about his plans, that was Nsambimana now expressing in the court. He was saying this is deep and we need to pray for the nation of Zambia because this is not something I ever expected to ever hear in my entire life. He said that Kayumba asked him to join and others and start working on Radio Itakuhua, the radios of their country, Huka, as well as other propagandas targeting the Rwandan government, meaning Kagame is not doing a good job enough. And, the president was in Rwanda, a few years ago, and it's a scary situation, because he went on a state visit. And then we start hearing this. So we're thinking, when did they meet? On his role in the attacks, Nsambimana claimed that he was not directly involved in the planning of the attacks, but claiming that he previously confessed that his involvement under duress, despite many videos online of him proclaiming the attacks. So he even made online videos. He said he believed in war against the Rwandan government, but he was not the one planning. He said that the rebels were being commanded by one General Barnabe Sinayobia, who had said, he was planning this. He alleged that he was more of a politician than a fighter, adding that he was not impressed by the attacks which claimed the civilians. He said that at the time he was not in the region. He was in Comoros Island and Madagascar. At the time of the attacks in June 2018, Nsambimana appeared in several YouTube videos claiming responsibility and adding that they were going to carry out more attacks in Rwanda. This is scary. So he was asked about the military training, and the major rank Nsambimana said that he had never done any military training, that the rank was given to him by General Wilson Irategaeka, the overall commander, as a means to empower him to speak on behalf of the fighters, while his deputy was a captain. He faces a total of 17 charges, which include engaging in terrorism for political gain, involvement in terrorist activities, the issuance of instructions in terrorist activities, treason and incitement, and commit terrorism, murder and intrusion of murder and kidnapping, and among others. He is also accused of spreading false information of propaganda aimed at undermining the Rwandan government abroad, denying genocide, armed robbery, arson, engaging with the foreign government to cause war, fabrication or use of forged documents, among other crimes. This is deep, and I can't even comprehend what I've just read, and I'm sure you're also surprised that this is what has been going on. This is also on BBC, even though the president has denied through a statement. This is another day. This has been posted and shared, and it's quite a scary situation. What we need is a guarantee from Paul Kagame to say this is not true, but everything is on the public domain. So it's a scary situation for Zambia. I don't even know what to say. I'm completely speechless. I'll leave you with a video of Seer 1 as he also talks about the same situation. A few days ago, I shared on my Facebook a post to say I had a dream that there were some setups that were being made in government buildings, and yes, somebody from the PF government has run away. He set up a robbery in the police station. This is the cadre, and this is what cadres are doing. In Zambia, they have much more power than the police. So listen to what Seer has to say, and then we'll meet each other during this live stream. This evening we'll speak about these issues and see what we can talk regarding this whole saga. So this is Rwanda, our best country that I love so much. I always talk about Kagame, and only to hear this, I'm so disappointed. Listen to Seer.
Hello, people of Zambia. Every day is a story. Every day is a story. But what is painful is that what people of Zambia and PF as a party is not realizing is that Edgar Lungu is destroying the name of Zambia all over the world. Waking up and reading on the news that Edgar Lungu has been linked to a rebel group in Rwanda is something that we shouldn't joke about. People of Zambia should not joke about it. Being linked with a rebel group is same as being linked to terrorism. And for a whole president of Zambia to be linked with terrorism or to be mentioned in terrorism is something that I've never seen before. It's something that I've never experienced before. Edgar Lungu has destroyed the name of Zambia beyond Zambia. The name of Zambia is now rotting all over the world. And PF is not realizing this. And people of Zambia, many of you are not realizing this. To start with, Edgar Lungu is a jealous man. He has always been jealous of Paul Kagame. And he has always been jealous of the development in Rwanda. So if his name is being mentioned there by the rebel, I'm not shocked about it. Edgar Lungu as well is so desperate, you see. He's very desperate. He wants to show that it's working. That's why he ended up stealing other people's picture. The development that is taking place in other countries, Edgar Lungu steals their picture and claims that it's taking place in Zambia. A desperate person can do anything. Edgar Lungu is very desperate, you know, so he can do anything. So that's why I'm not also doubting that his name was mentioned there. I'm not also doubting because the character of PF cadres is more like the character of terrorists, character of rebels. Because you can't imagine whereby a cadre, an ordinary cadre, had the audacity to go to the police station, not Kablonga police station, not Woodlands police station, not Kabata police station, but at the central police, PF cadre had to go there and stage robbery. Is that not terrorism? And when you are leading terrorists, your character also is a character of a terrorist. That's why I'm not doubting, you know. That's why I'm not doubting. That's why I'm not surprised when Edgar Lungu was mentioned, because PF cadres are more like, they behave like terrorists, you know. They don't have senses. They don't use senses. They believe in fighting. They believe in beating people. That's why a cadre can have the guy to go to Central Police Station, the headquarters of C5. He had the audacity to go there and stage robbery and they ran away. So tell me the reason why you are doubting what was published in Rwanda. I'm not doubting it. Edgar Lungu is a lawyer. He's a very big lawyer. According to him, he knows the implication of what was published. If those people were lying, I don't expect him to give Chipampe statements to make. Who is Chipampe? He just wrote rubbish and gave to his watermelon boy, Chipampe, a watermelon head, to say, go and read for me. That is beyond reading. That's beyond those casual things that you wrote and gave Chipampe to read for us. You must sue the publication that published it. You must sue that guy. In fact, you must join yourself to that case in Rwanda to clear your name. Terrorism is not a small thing. Rebel is not a small thing. It's treason. You know, it's a treasonable offense. Edgar Edgar Lungu, you are a lawyer. You know what I'm talking about. You know, you are afraid of coming to International Criminal Court so that we test your ability. Whether you like it or not, next year you will come to International Criminal Court. We want to see who you are. We want to test your law ability. I feel pity for the people of Zambia. I even feel pity for the police. I'm sorry for you.
Okay, you have heard Seer 1. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Isugo Lelamo Times, also known as Geluwapa Z. See you in my next video, and remember, we will meet this evening to discuss everything that has been going on, even the presidential visits. Are they fair that they are visiting these different places? And the Bill 10 billboards that have been hung around Zambia. I've shared videos from different angles of things that are happening in Zambia so that you can have an idea of what we're discussing. See you on my next live stream. I love you guys.
Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button, and follow me on all social media platforms. It's simply at Lilimo Times.